Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Somewhat Tipsy podcast, we report the news, but, we keep it lighthearted most of the time. And, it's about business. It's about fun. It's about life.
Hospitality.
Yeah.
But today's slightly different.
It is.
But we don't want to make this out to be, it is a bad thing, but let's keep it, I don't say lighthearted, but let's get to the facts and the things that happened.
Yeah. And unfortunately, we have the responsibility to let you know that Charlie Kirk has passed away. He was shot in Utah while doing a speech, fortunately, about mass shooting.
Which is crazy because he was actually talking about mass shooting.
Yeah.
At the time of his death, basically.
The video, I mean, it shocked me, when you see that. I couldn't believe it. Like, something like that on video.
Well, now you second guess this. Is it AI?
I did.
Every time I see something real or not real or whatever, I second guess or second go, is that actually AI? Yeah. And I actually put on the news to see if something like that, because there's so many AI things out there that have Trump on a beach in a bikini and all this stuff. Yeah. And you're like, wait, what's going on here? But it's a lot. So for a second, I thought it was just an AI type thing. And then I realized that, after Googling, I realized that it was actually real. And then the video started coming in and.
Yeah, regardless of your political view, you're not going to agree with everyone. That's the beauty of living in a free country, to where you have freedom of speech. You have freedom for your own beliefs.
But he was very right-wing.
Very much
Very
so.
right-wing.
Yes.
I mean, like which I understand that's what he's for, and that's what he's backing, but he was really right-wing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the fact is, you're wrong, I'm right.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was a transgender that shot him.
Because how much he would talk about them or correct them, or how it's wrong to do this or wrong to that. And the Bible is this, which whether he's right or wrong, if you're coming at somebody like that from that school or another school or something like that, it's only going to be a matter of time.
Yeah.
Where somebody's not going to agree with you and unfortunately take violence into it and not speech into it or something like that.
Yeah. And, it's unfortunate that the world we live in today, what is it, Jeremy? You were telling me, is it 117 people die from gunshot wounds a day in the country?
117. Some are self-inflicted, some are suicide, some are this. So those aren't all shootings or this or that, but 117 people a day die from gunshots in the United States.
How have we gotten here, to where someone's political opinion, and we've always been there, I guess. I mean, presidents have been assassinated.
Or attempted assassinated, or anything else. So,
but where did we get to the point that someone's opinion was so bad that taking their life?
I think it's more mental health or mental issues.
It has to be. No sane person would go and shoot somebody, especially in Mormon capital USA. That blows my mind. Utah. I could see if it was Chicago.
Were they from Utah? Did they go there? Or, was it another school? Like, we just don't know until, they haven't caught the guy yet, or they had one guy supposedly in cuffs, and then basically that wasn't the guy, let him go.
Yep. Yeah. They found out that wasn't the shooter. How in that big of a crowd can you not get the shooter? I mean, thousands of people.
Do you remember the one where they tried to assassinate Trump? They had video. They knew where he was. Everyone was screaming and yelling at him and stuff like that. There he is. They knew it was on top. He already was going up there. And I get this guy's not as big as the president. Probably doesn't have national security there and everything else. But he did have security. He did have this. But, honestly, to be 4 or 5 hours into it and not a suspect or not somebody, like...
mind-blowing. And what do you think it is that... What caused this? What do you think the root cause? He's very against, trans rights. And I don't even know if he's so much against trans rights is he's against the lifestyle.
He's Christian. He believes in the Christian beliefs. And in the Christian beliefs, certain things they do not believe. Same-sex marriages, transgender, things like that, they do not believe in. So he would educate people on how it's wrong or different or whatever. And I think he took it I think somebody took it to a different level.
Yep. And I like Charlie Kirk. I don't agree with don't agree with everything he says, but the nice thing I think what attracted me to watch his show is the fact that he's knowledgeable. He comes with facts, and he's a great debater, or was a great debater. And I think, that's probably why something like this would happen, because he would take college kids and he would speak at college campuses like he was today. And, he would make them look silly because they would, ask questions or make statements not based on fact at all.
But they're in college. I mean, that's going to happen. He's definitely more educated, knew more of the things. So they're asking questions or things they believe in or things they've heard. So, that's going to happen. That's why he's there to educate them or to show them a side. But was he educating or was he giving a one-side opinion?
Probably both.
I mean, it was definitely educational when I watched his videos, his YouTubes, but he would be like, that's just wrong.
Yeah.
On same-sex marriages, on certain things, it was just, that's wrong. Now, to you, it might be wrong, but maybe to somebody else, it isn't wrong, because not everybody's a Christian or believes in the same things you believe. So if he's trying to educate, I'm not going to say he's got to go say, oh, I can see why you see that, but he was very right-wing.
Oh, he was. He was. Like I said, I didn't agree with everything that, Charlie Kirk did or believe in. Same-sex marriage, for me, I could give a shit. Go be happy with whoever you want to be happy with. And I don't... And who are we to even get in the way of someone's happiness? At least that's how I feel about it.
So transgender, you're okay with too? I mean, again,
yeah, I
somebody wants to live their life as a male or live their life as a female and have those rights as a female, even though they're male or vice versa. You're okay with that?
As an adult, do you, boo-boo?
Slightly agree, I do. But then when they start doing other things like the Olympics, when you've got men joining women's sports or women joining men's sports or certain things like that, like, how is that fair? If a male decides to go and be transgender and does male goes into women's swimming, he's probably going to be more powerful.
Oh, yeah.
More, different. So that was certain cases. So where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line that you can live happy, be free, do what you want to do, be transgender, be gay, be straight, be whatever you want to be, but you can't do this because it doesn't make sense?
I think sports should, you should.
But what if I'm happy? What if they want to be transgender and wants to play basketball?
Oh, play basketball, but not for not for the Olympics. I think you should play
for college. Can you play for college?
I don't think so.
So if you were transgender, you're telling them that when they go to college transgender, they can't play basketball at a college level.
So say it's a male or was a male transitioning or transitioned into a female. I do not think that person should be able to play female college sports.
High school?
No.
Elementary school?
No.
Middle school?
No, I think they should play the sport that their original sex was, because their DNA, their biological is there, and it's different. Men and women are different. The way our buildup is. Men are inherently stronger.
But we're all built differently. Different races are built differently.
Yeah.
So men and women are built differently, black and white, Asian. Everyone's built, every genre is built a little different.
And if it was a league where men and women played together on the same court, go for it. But it's separated by sex. And it should be separated by the sex you were born in. Now, outside of sports, like I said, do you, boo-boo? Because go enjoy your life. But, I don't think kids should be able to make that decision.
When do you think you should be able to make that decision?
Once you're an adult, go for it.
So once I'm 18, then they can make that decision.
Yeah.
But until then, they're what they're born is what they are.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying, you want to wear a dress, go for it. But I think like surgeries.
I don't want to wear a dress.
No, you don't want to wear a dress?
I do not want to wear a dress.
I think you'd look good in a dress, man.
Appreciate it.
But no, I absolutely think you wear whatever you want. The whole bathroom thing, I in schools, and when minors and kids, I think you should go to the bathroom that your original sex was. I think that's confusing for kids, and I don't think their minds are there to make the right decisions. I mean, think about it when we were kids. If we were able to make any decision we wanted to, we'd probably be dead.
Yeah.
There's got to be a line to where you're teaching. And then once they're an adult, and if that's something they want to do, go for it. But No.
What makes them an adult? What makes you an adult at 18? Is that because society says you're an adult?
That's what the law says.
The law says you're 18, but what makes you an adult? The law says you're 18. When you're 18, you're an adult. But, your mind is still going. You're still growing. You're still everything else. So when do you, because the law says that we have to be 18, we're considered adult for legal reasons or anything else. We can be on our own. We can pay our own stuff. We can do our own things at 18 necessarily. We're not under supervision or something else, but that's what our body has to say the same thing.
Yeah, I don't think we should be considered adults at 18. You can go die for your country, but you can't drink a beer. That's silly. You're not an adult if you can't, if you're still limited on things you can do out,
Then what about the ones that get tried as an adult at 16?
Like for murders and stuff like that?
Ones that murdered their parents at 15, 16, and they're going to try them as an adult. So they're making a decision because you did something really bad and you murdered your parents or did something. We're going to try you as an adult. But you want to go fight for our country, you can't drink a beer until you're 21. You can't change your race until you're 18, until you're this. So where does that come into play? Where does that fair?
Change your race. That's a whole different.
No, not change your race, but change your genitalia. But when does that come into play? And why is it that I'm 16? Well, somebody is 16 that killed their parents. Can they be tried as an adult? But yet you have to wait till you're 18 to do certain things.
Well, I think if we're talking about taking a life, I think if anyone takes a life, you should, kind of expect to have your life taken. Whatever age you are. Now, granted, there's circumstances and all things change. But if you want to take someone's life, you run the risk of, your life being taken. I don't see anything wrong with, a 16-year-old that kills somebody being tried as an adult. They're making, their minds are developed enough. But then, it kind of contradicts what I just said, didn't it? It did.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It kind of contradicts. So you say wait till 18 so you can decide if you want to be male or female. But if you kill somebody, you can be tried as an adult at 16, 15, 14. It's just a big contradiction.
Yeah, it's a giant gray area.
Yep.
And I think it's a giant gray area with the way people feel about it too. I think there's no set there are people that are set in their ways, but I think a lot of people are like me to where we really don't care, but, sometimes we do care.
So what's next for Charlie? Do you think someone's going to come take his spot? I shouldn't say what's next for Charlie, but what's next for that business and what goes on? You think somebody's going to come and do the same thing, continue going? You think they're going to wrap it up?
Yeah.
You think it's going to be a movement now? What do you think is going to happen with moving forward? Obviously they want to find the killer.
Yeah.
The shooter. But moving forward, what are they going to do? Is another Charlie number 2 going to come into place and keep the same thing going?
I don't think the same thing. He was, he was special. The way there's not a lot of people out there that are as articulate and actually put the time in to learn the information and study. So with that, he was a good public speaker. You have to have that ability to be a public speaker.
He knew how to come back.
If did.
Somebody said I'm this or that, he was educated or well balanced enough to say, this is why.
Yeah, very quick-witted. Will there be somebody else like that? Yeah. But I don't, not exactly know. I think they're going
to put him behind bulletproof glass now. Are they going to start wanding everybody like the presidential, when you go see the president, how you have to go through metal detectors. They're there 2 days early. They're canning the place for bombs and everything else. Is that what the next level is going to be?
Yeah. Where do we go with gun control? Because now a Republican, a very right-wing Republican was just shot and killed. Democrats, not all Democrats, everyone's different, but, if you look at a whole, they are very, negative on guns, to where the Republican Party is very pro-guns. So, do we have an outcry for, no guns or taking away guns? Maybe. I hope not. I think we've gotten to the point where we've all realized we can have some guns. It's okay.
They're going to get them whether you give them to them or not.
Oh, yeah.
You can buy one. You can get one. They can steal one. They can go to their parents' house and take the one that's registered. So,
yeah. Aren't 70 people a day shot in Chicago?
What do you guys think of this being the first content creator to be killed for his views?
Oh, see, I didn't think about that. Because look at it, there's a lot of us on, YouTube, Facebook, everything, content creators, and is it to the point where we're a target now? Anyone that is putting, because we come out here and we, put stuff out to the world.
Yeah, but anything's a target. I would say anything's a target. You can disagree about in a bar fight, talk about something in a bar. I think anything is targeted. Thank God we're more about hospitality.
Yeah.
You may not like that we don't like overtime. I don't think you're going to shoot me because I don't like overtime. But I don't know.
I think it takes a level of safeness away.
As far as historical things go, that's pretty landmarky, don't you think?
Yeah.
This is the first guy in modern era. The only reason he's in front of anyone, he has no political power. He has no control over anyone or anything. He doesn't even have a formal education. Mm-hmm. The only thing he had was a social media platform, which has now caused him to lose his life.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what his views were, but he's been killed for being a content creator.
Yeah.
That's the first
I wouldn't say
one.
he's been killed for a content creator. I think he'd be killed because of his views.
Well, but he's a content creator. No one would know those views if he wasn't. Besides like the 20 people he would hang out with, he put his views out to the world. So I guarantee you, this is not someone he knew. He did this killer, someone that probably saw his stuff.
I bet you it was somebody that he had an interaction with. I bet you at one of the schools, that school, another school, somebody knew he was going to be there, and I would say it was someone he had an interaction with, somebody that he did not like their views and said something that just drove this person crazy.
You think in the past or today?
The past.
Yeah, I don't think
it was today. I don't think some guy, said something to him about, Christ, and he got off, grabbed a gun and decided to shoot him. No.
Yeah, I mean, you're in Mormon country.
I think something 2-3 months ago, 4 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, he said something to somebody at one of the college campuses or something, and someone just couldn't stand it.
But a content creator was assassinated today. Strictly for what he puts
and they don't
out
know
in his
who
content.
It is. That's really what's getting me.
Thousands of people don't know it. Come on.
And there was a lot of people there, but it's not like it's in the. I mean, you got people shooting in the malls and this stuff, and they know who it is within seconds.
Yeah.
And there's been nothing in 3-4 hours. Oh, we thought we had a guy, but it wasn't the right one.
Look at the stabbing in North Carolina a couple days ago. The paranoid schizophrenic stabbed the Ukrainian refugee on the train, around like 5 people. And it was weird when no one did anything. Like no one reacted. That was the oddest video I've ever seen.
You didn't really know. I saw the video and it looked like he kind of put his arms around her and then she just kind of was like this and then almost looked like she was crying. She didn't.
Yeah, but like she didn't scream. There wasn't like that was weird.
It was a shock thing. And then all of a sudden I thought she got stabbed or whatever or got assaulted. And then all of a sudden she died. I'm like, well, she was sitting there just with her head down and this didn't look like she was died.
Yeah, she actually looked really calm for a person who was just stabbed.
Shocked. She looked shocked, but calm. Like it didn't like she fell over right away or this. So like, where did that come from?
Yeah. And that unfortunately was just a paranoid schizophrenic that thought she was controlling his mind. Or at least that's the report. But they found that guy and that was on a train around 5-6 people. But you're telling me somebody shoots a content creator, a very well-known figure in front of thousands of people. And a lot of right-wing people go to these events, gun-toting, freedom, America. They go to these events. You're telling me none of them went and grabbed this guy or attacked him? How did he get out of there? Or was it a sniper? But the shot sounded like it was close range. At least from the video, it didn't sound like something that came from far away.
If that was round, if it was far away, you would hear the bullet passing through the air. That's what sounds like.
Yeah.
That would sound like it's right next to you.
Yeah.
You're not going to hear the report from the rifle over there.
No. So it had to have been a close-up shot, right? No, you're saying no?
It had to be far away.
So if it was sniper, that would make sense why they haven't found him. But I mean, even then, everyone has their.
But nobody
phone
saw
out.
Somebody leave in. Nobody walked out of a dorm room wearing all black with a hoodie on. I know I'm being very general, but I'm like nobody saw nothing in 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, it makes no sense. And maybe we'll find out after we film this that they got him. But as of right now, they had one person in custody. and that person had been released. And they're not, I'm sure they have more information that they're letting on, but why are they not putting all the information they have out to the public? You know, what this person was wearing.
Do you remember the FSU shooting that happened a couple month or so ago?
Yeah.
They had cameras out there. They were looking for this. They had the schools on lockdown. They told everybody to leave.
Yeah.
They were telling everybody to leave campus.
Yeah, they locked the campus down for, I think, 3 or 4 hours.
Here?
At FSU.
FSU, they locked it down. You couldn't leave. If you're standing somewhere, don't even move. This, they told everybody to leave. I wouldn't doubt if it's some theory, something's going on. Maybe he pissed off somebody in the wrong other department, and this is a get back, or this is the blue side and the red side. Like, maybe this isn't about some kid they pissed off and said something about transgender at the University of North Carolina last week. Maybe this is deeper.
You think politically deeper?
I think it's politically.
So you think someone on the Democratic side?
I'm not saying the Democratic side, but I think it's higher up. I just don't think it's somebody from the University of South Carolina that they were at and decided to drive, 7 states over and shoot him on a Wednesday. I just don't think so.
Yeah.
And the way they're going about it, they're not. Like, there's no cameras everywhere. I mean, if you look at everything, they were all about the shooter and all about this when the kids, maybe it's because he's famous or, he's a celebrity, let's call him, that they're more focused on him. But they told everybody to leave school. Mm-hmm. I was reading that they told everyone to leave. Now, if you just shot, wouldn't everybody be on lockdown? Like, nobody leave anywhere. You stand exactly where you're standing. Like, it seems like, I think there's more to it.
So you're going conspiracy theory route. I'm going
conspiracy theory on this one. I think it's hiding something else, and I think this is a blue and a red thing. I don't think this is a transgender kid that's 19 years old that was upset that he said he's not allowed to have a penis. I just don't think so. I just don't.
So you think this was a hit for hire?
I do think it was something like this. See, I'm going up with it. I'm going up because it's just
for Mr. I don't do conspiracy theories to
you
say
sure got
this
one
is
today.
A conspiracy theory. I'm with Jeremy.
I really. Now, it's not going to in the end. In the end, they're going to blame little Tony, who has ADHD, and he didn't know what he did, and he's going to jail for it. You're not going to find out who it is. But I have a feeling this is higher up. This is a red-blue thing.
So if we take the conspiracy theory route, all right?
Uh-huh.
So because usually when something like this in the conspiracy theory world, when something like this happens, it's to cover up something that has nothing to do with this situation. What's in the news right now that is just being pushed down the line? So all this breaking news, what are they suppressing in this conspiracy theory?
Right. Where's gold at? Where's this at? Is there a nuclear bomb being transferred somewhere? You got to think CNN, ABC, NBC, you name it, they're all there. They're all focusing on this right now. So what behind the doors are they trying to move or hide or not get you to see?
Yeah. I mean, that's one route, but or is it just a pissed off college student?
No.
I think if it's a sniper rifle, no, I don't, especially today's youth, I don't see them putting that much effort to go out and buy a sniper rifle and learn how to.
If it was a college student, I'd have a feeling they'd want to walk up and just do it.
So he could see him.
He could see him. If you're that angry at somebody, if you upset me by saying I can't be something or I can be something, or you embarrass me in front of my peers, why would I hide? I want you to know I'm pissed, and I want you to see me do it. I would walk up to the microphone with a rifle and go bam, bam, bam.
Well, it wasn't the guy who shot at Trump. He was close range, right? I think somewhat 150 yards.
I just think I'm going the conspiracy theory on this. I'm going the conspiracy route. I think this is to hide something else, and I think it's a red-blue thing. I think somebody on the blue side got upset on the red side and said, I will take care of you. Can't take care of you, but I can take care of you. Can't take care of this, but I can take care of that.
Democrats become more Republican every day.
And maybe it's something for guns. Maybe it's as far as guns. Maybe it's the blue side wanting to know something more about guns. Hey, look what happened. Tighter laws now, I look at it as the whole thing. Would you kill one to save 300? Yeah, you probably would.
Yeah.
The swordfish theory. Would you kill one person to save 300 people?
I mean, I would.
So maybe they kill one person to save 300 people, the way they're looking at it.
Yeah. So you're thinking, all right, how do they get gun control back on everyone's mind? Something big has to happen with a gun.
Something has to happen for you to get to think about it. You don't think about wearing your seatbelt until you get in an automobile accident. You're like, damn, I got to start wearing my seatbelt.
Yeah,
you don't think about slowing down speeding until you get a ticket. And then you're like, all right. And then for the next 2-3 weeks, all you think about is stopping at the lights and going slow and not speeding because you already got a speeding ticket. Sometimes something has to happen to warn the world or to show the world that this is serious. Or they think it's serious. Maybe it's not serious, but they want you to know that it's there.
Yeah.
I just don't think it was some 19-year-old college kid who got pissed off that you said transgenders don't exist or you got to follow the Bible or Christian's the only way to go. I just don't think it was that. Do you really think? You think some 19, 20-year-old college kid, 21-year-old college kid went and got a rifle, is upset about it. He's schizophrenic or something, decided to shoot him from long range, and they don't know who it is. And he's that thorough and planned out that 5 hours later, they still don't know who it is.
I think it's more, I don't want to think it. I don't want to think we have digressed that much as a species.
I think it's happened for years. Years and years.
So I just, look, this
look at hospitality, for example. You want to get your staff doing things, you either reward them or you'll fire somebody. You walk in and fire Stephanie, and all of a sudden the rest of them are perking up. Man, Stephanie got fired for not rolling silverware. We got to roll our silverware. Stupid example, but you get where I'm coming from.
I do.
So you have to sometimes do something with what they think to do something so that you can radically take it to the other side. You didn't really need to fire Stephanie because she didn't roll one silverware, but you had to do it to make an example to the other 30 people.
Yeah. Like your first day in a new job, you fire somebody, you set a tone.
You set a tone. Somebody's setting a tone.
Yeah.
Right or wrong, left or right, red or blue, someone is setting a tone right now. And I really just don't think it's some 19, 20-year-old college kid who got upset about a transgender comment or a Jesus comment. I just don't.
I mean, if it's deep to where it's a hit for hire and this is a political,
you're never going to know. That's the thing. You're never going to know.
AI might find out.
Maybe.
Speaking as a competition shooter, a shot was too accurate for somebody that didn't practice for it.
That was, right in the neck. That was
even if it was an intended headshot, that was well placed from far away and very confident with no follow-up shot.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like ting, 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 ting.
No,
ting.
it was one shot.
You know what I'm saying? One shot, and nobody grabbed him. It's not like, the cops got him right away after the shot. It was one shot, and he was one and done. He knew what he did. That's another thing. If it was a shooter, someone upset, I feel they would have unloaded to make sure that you got him. You got 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7. Me personally, if I was the one, I'm going to shoot off at least 6, 7, 8 shots.
And we saw it in the scope.
I'm just saying, I'm going to make sure that happened. But one and
Jeremy's making sure he's dead.
Well, no,
he's
I'm
you
saying,
know what? I got him.
If that was the goal of what this is, I'm going to make sure. But it's not something I would do, obviously. But I feel that the sniper knew exactly what they wanted to do.
Yeah. I just, and we wanted to come on here and, report the news. And, if, as a free country, look, everyone is able to have their own beliefs, whether you want to believe this way or that way, left, right. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's going to go, it runs by voting. It's going to go the way it's going. Vote what you believe in, but nothing is ever worth taking someone's life over their belief or opinion on a subject matter. Debate. Talk about it for days. Get off your lazy ass and go run for something and make a difference.
Or vote.
Vote. Well, you start by voting, but if you really want to make a difference, run for office, get educated, learn how all of this works, and go out and make change. Get people to rally behind you. Get people with the same beliefs so you go out and you can make a legitimate change that's better for the country. Instead of just taking someone's life because you don't like the way they talk or you don't like what they believe in. No, go out and make change. You want to change something, go out and do it. Just get off your lazy ass and stop bitching about it.
Well said.
I try.
Well said.
But, we want to thank y'all for checking it out. We're going to have some reels up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, and to X. But this is a very sad day in this country. A content creator, someone who put his beliefs and thoughts out to the world to share his message, was murdered for most likely doing just that. Whether it be a conspiracy theory or, a random shooting. Someone was murdered for the way they felt about how things go. And as a country, as a human species, we can do better. Let's do better. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. All right. I think that'll be a good one, right?